वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
अथ द्वादशोऽध्यायः। एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्ताः स्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः। मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेतास्ते मे युक्ततमा मताः। ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यमव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम्। सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धया ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः। क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषामव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिर्वाप्यते। ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परा अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धरता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम्। मय्येव मन आधत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः। अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय। अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि। अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यतात्मवान्। श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानात् ध्यानं विशिष्यते ज्ञानात् कर्मफलत्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम्। अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखसुखक्षमी। सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः। यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो च यः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगैर्मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः। अनपेक्षः शुचिर्दक्ष उदासीनो गतव्यथः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः। यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभपरित्यागी भक्तिमान् यः स मे प्रियः। समः शत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समः सङ्गविवर्जितः। तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेता स्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः। ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्दधाना मत्परमा भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियाः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। उपस्थित भगवत
भक्तों के रूप में मेरी अपनी ही आत्माओं। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता भगवान के मुखारबिंद से निकली हुई अमर वाणी है, और जो भी जीव श्रद्धा सहित इस अमर वाणी को धारण करता है, वो जीवत्व को छोड़कर ईश्वरत्व की प्राप्ति करता है, इसमें कोई संशय नहीं है। ये जीवात्मा चाहे जिस देश में रहे और चाहे जिस भेष में रहे, गीता सबका सब काल में समान रूप से कल्याण करने वाला एक अनुपम एवं अलौकिक ग्रंथ है।
सदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमजलम् सर्वदी साक्षिभूतम् Vasutam Devam Kansachano Ramadanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. You can now gently and slowly open your eyes and know that you are a unique and beautiful spiritual being of pure consciousness, and all you have to do is to shine brightly, and you will be helping the world and the universe. Stay blessed. Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Gurudev.
To Joshiji, Dr. Kapoor's Gurubai Kapoorji would not be able to make it today. Apparently, he took a COVID shot and he had a reaction. So he is at home recovering. Having said that, Joshiji, over to you.
Thank you so much, Peterji. Jai Shri Krishna to all of you. Last time we missed to hear from our very dear brother Rameshji and things Kapurji is not in today because of COVID SARS, I request Ramesh Kemlani ji to take 5 to 7 minutes and share your experiences. Ramesh ji, go ahead.
जय श्री कृष्ण, जय श्री कृष्ण, जय गुरुदेव। मैं आपको थोड़ा गुरु जी का दिया हुआ बढ़ने की कोशिश करूंगा। क्योंकि जो मिला है,
आपकी आवाज
इतना
टूट
बड़ा
रही है।
खजाना। अब ठीक है, अब ठीक है,
अभी ठीक है।
अब ठीक है। मैं कह रहा था कि जो हमको दिया है, हम चाहते हैं पूरी दुनिया में बांटे हैं। ये तो बाण गुरु जी के हाथों से लिखा हुआ कर कमल से 12वें अध्याय में भगवान ने, गुरु जी ने आत्मा, पिता और प्रेम नहीं तो परिवार किस काम का। पिता और पुत्र में प्रेम नहीं तो परिवार, पति और पत्नी में प्रेम नहीं तो विवाह किस काम। मनुष्य प्राण नहीं, हमसे ही भक्ति के बिना
आपकी आवाज में तकलीफ हो रही है भाई।
अब ठीक है।
बोलिए।
भक्ति के बिना गीता किस काम की, और ज्ञान योग दोनों ही महत्वपूर्ण है। यदि उनमें भक्ति का अभाव है, ज्ञान की शोभा भक्ति से है, ज्ञान की कर्म की शोभा भी है, अन्यथा भी है।
आपकी आवाज टूट रही है भाई।
हाँ, क्या हो गया?
The voice is not coming clear. It's breaking.
ओ गॉड, कब ठीक है?
It's okay now, but बीच में when you speak is breaking.
हाँ, भक्ति से हृदय में शक्ति आती है। ठीक है, आवाज अभी?
I think there is an
भक्ति से,
internet problem. Internet problem है आपकी साइड में, तो
हाँ
voice नहीं है।
हाँ, बिना फिर आप
That's
एंजॉय नहीं
okay.
कर सकते।
Yeah, we'll try
जैसे
it again. We'll try it again. Don't worry.
ओके
Jai Shri
ओके।
Krishna. Dear friends, since Kapurji is not here today, I have a clip that I want to run for 3-4 minutes. It is from Guru Nanak's Shishya and he talks about God in English. So I hope you will like it, and after that we will have our esteemed Dr. Professor Yopasaji to continue. So let's see whether it works. No, it's not. So, Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. Dr. Prasadji, please, I give it to you. Something is technical, not working today. So, Dr. Prasadji, please take over. We'll get back later. Thank you.
It seems it's worth showing.
Yeah, but the
You just on the side, you just keep touching next and next and next, the next slide and slide. It will change.
yeah, but somehow that is not working. So, what is not coming out? I tried it before it worked, but right now it's not. So, Dr. Prasadji, it's all yours now.
Thank you very much. Jai Shri Krishna, everybody. Let me start with prayer to Bhagwan. Vansi Vibhushita-kara Navnirdabhat Pitambara Darunabimba-phala Tarustha Purnendu Sundar-mukha Arvind-netra Krishnat param kimapi tat-tvamaham na jane. Ajnana-timirandhasya jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Divine souls, we have been going through chapter 5, and in verse 12 we realized Bhagwan was talking about eternal peace. And last week I had shared with you some thoughts on 5 steps to eternal peace. We all in our life go through patches of happiness and misery, pleasure and unhappiness. This goes on alternating. Those periods are transitory. They come and go. We have family problem, family issues. We overcome one problem and we feel happy. And soon we encounter another problem. We go into the unhappiness stage of unhappiness. And again, as we surmount that, we feel happy. So this transitory happiness is the usual pattern which every living being go through. When we are on the path of spirituality, our aim is not to be satisfied with transitory happiness, but we should aim towards what is called eternal peace, Saswata Santi, Akshaya Santi. That peace, eternal peace, which doesn't transform or there's no possibility of having unhappiness or misery following attainment of that peace. Now that we all have been practicing, we have been going, we are trying to do it, but we who are following Bhagavad Gita must pursue this line and advance ahead and ahead. In the process, I have gone through this, but today I am trying to summarize them and emphasize further, because these are the steps which we should keep in mind and follow. The first principle of, or the first step towards attaining eternal peace is to perform actions which are righteous. Dharma niyojit karm kare. This is the first step. But as I mentioned, this is, most of us, we falter here. These are the ill or bad steps which we must avoid. These steps in life, these are the evils in our life, and these evils must be completely got rid of. 8 of them, 6 of these are enumerated here, and there are many. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Chobh, Mad, Matsar, the desire, anger, greed, lust, intoxication, and jealousy. These are the 6 major evils in our life. We come across and we falter here. We fall in trap and we get into these ditches which make us fall and not rise above. So these must be got rid of. I have put this question, have we got rid of all these? This we should think in our mind. And one point which has to be added on that I have mentioned here, that is 15th verse of 12th chapter. We all go through this chapter every day. And we go through this verse every day, many times in a day. But have we realized that there is a possibility of faltering here? Here, the fault could be that you get agitated by any activity which somebody else performs, or by your performance, somebody else gets agitated. Yasmano dujite loku, lokano dujite chaya. We must be very careful in our action, which is in our control, that when we perform that action, somebody else is not hurt. That doesn't bring displeasure on the part of another person. We should also be very careful that if somebody hits on you, somebody tells you bad thing, you should not get disturbed. Remain calm. If I am a blind person and somebody tells me you are blind, okay, that's your view. I will not get disturbed. I will not get moved by whatever words you speak about me. And this happens day in and day out. People do call you something which you don't like. But we should have that stamina within ourselves, that potentiality within ourselves to overcome. Do not react to that. Maharaj used to say that if somebody disturbs you and you get agitated, you take it that one of your prarabdha has gone away. That becomes minus. You should not react to that. That should be our quality. And this should be incorporated in this part, first step 1, where you perform dharma niyojit karma and don't do. So this is to be done, dharma niyojit karma, karma determined by dharma, the righteous karma, and we should not do these things. So there is a don't and do. Do and don't is here in this first part. As you cross this, then you see whether you are performing dharma niyojit karma and all this. Is it for your own self? If it is limited to yourself, then you are not. This is a karma. This step is karma, but here it is karma yoga. The difference is once you start doing things for somebody else, that action becomes karma yoga. And when that karma yoga comes, then you rise above. Next step is to add in your karma bhakti. So devotion comes in with karma, and that brings you to a higher level of satisfaction, higher level of pleasure, higher level of peace, and that you advance ahead. This is very, very important, and this must be practiced. Yat karosi adasnasi. We have talked about many times, but talking is not so, understanding is not so good unless you practice it. So bhakti must be there. Every time when we perform action, we bring in Bhagavan. all the time Bhagwan should come in your life. Then when that comes, then you go to another step where you start concentrate. Mind limited your activity. Don't get involved in if you can avoid activity outside in the world, limit yourself to the outside activity and bring yourself down, sit for a while and concentrate, and what is called, you witness the absence of mind. This is a beautiful phrase. You witness the absence of mind, because a mind is the root of all nuisance. I will come to that in a minute. But this is important. The importance of mind is very important. And once that comes in, once you start stealing your mind, you will find it will be possible to start practicing in meditation. The more you practice meditation, you will more have peace of mind. You will be able to have so satisfaction within yourself. You will be contentment within yourself, and you will rise above, and you will be certainly not getting any effect of any activity that is taking place in the world. But then the highest step is that you attain the abode of eternal peace, and that is Aham Brahmasmi, Sat Chit Anand. That is the highest level anyway. Now, role of mind has to be understood. This is, we have to tackle the mind. Why? Because it is the mind which is responsible for bandhan, your binding, your bondage to the world, and it is the mind itself which can take you towards the release from this bondage. So to get bound towards sansar, it is mind, the role of mind. The mind plays the biggest role in everyone's life. Every other's life should not be responsible for your development. When you have to develop yourself, and that beautiful Uddared Atmanatmanam Atmanam Avasadayet Yatmano Bandhu Atmeva Ripuratmana. This is a very famous verse, chapter 6, verse 5. We all gone through this, we know this, we understand this, but it is to be emphasized that it is through the power of imagination propelled by guna, impurities. It means mind. Mind creates its own universe. Mind destroys the universe and remains entangled in it. It is the mind. Your world is nothing but the creation of your own mind. If you have not gone to Vladivostok, or you have not gone to Panama or some other place, that will not be in your mind. Your sansar is limited to your own experience of the world, wherever you have gone, and that not only happens in your daytime, Jagrata Avastha, but also in Susupti, when you are sleeping. It is only those thoughts your mind has encountered, mind has gone through those thoughts, and they are in your mind, which comes up in a different pattern when you are sleeping. That I'm not going through to that. That is a very different line. I have not told to that. But just to emphasize the point that the world of ours is our mind. It is in the mind every sansar is created, sansar is sustained, and sansar is lost in it. It is the mind itself. And one can make use of this sansar. This is your monkey. This is not somebody else's monkey. It is your monkey. You can train it. And this monkey can be trained to such a so that it can be brought to total control. Saints and sages, time immemorial, they all have controlled their senses, and that mind, and that has given them the state of peace and calmness, which you see in संतों में जो नजर आती है उनकी चेहरे में जो नजर आती है शांति, वो कहाँ क्या है? वो मन की शांति है। उनके मन को उन्होंने अपना शांत कर लिया है। वो शांति, वो दिव्यता के रूप में नजर आती है। सो द saints and sages have controlled their mind and did not allow it to go astray, and that's how they have eternal peace in them. So, having realized that the mind is the source of all bondage, the mind can also release you from the bondage of samsara. One should move ahead and one should try to bring what? Chitta Suddhi and Chitra Ekagrata. There are two things in this. When you talk of mind, there should be two things to be taken care of. One is that purity of mind. Mind में जो अशुद्धता है उसको हटाना, impurities को हटाना है. पानी गंदा हो गया है, dirty water है. That water has to be to get rid of that dirt. That dirt is removed, but yet it can waver, like because the मन का अपना स्वभाव है चंचल होना. मन चंचल होता है, इसका अपने में इटर्नल उसका स्वभाव है. Nature of mind is to run about here and there. That has to be stilled. There is a need to chitta ekagrata. You should have the one-pointedness. Bring the chitta into stage where it is not wavering. That Bhagwan has mentioned beautifully in this verse 26 of chapter 6. Yato nischarati manas chanchalamas tatastato niyamyetat atmanyeva vasamnayet. You see, the word here, atmanyev, is a mana. Within, internally, wherever your mind is running, chanchala mind is running away here and there, you bring that mind away from to within yourself. Once you bring that your wavering mind to you, then gradually one will be. This is the way to train your mind. You should not allow mind to waver. So if your mind is wavering, again, you will not be able to concentrate. But before that, the mind has to be purified. And Bhagwan has already in chapter 2 and chapter 3 methods how to purify your mind has been beautifully mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So many places, so many things. You have gone through that. So the question is, this Chitta Suddhi and Chitta Ekagrata will lead to stillness of mind, and there is no this clean mind, it is clean water. In Yoga Patanjali Yoga Shastra, this has been beautifully mentioned how to Chitta Vritti Nirodha. That is fundamental principle of Yoga Patanjali Yoga Shastra. That means you should be able to bring about Chitta Suddhi, purify it, make it, clean it up, and it should not be wavering. If the surface of, even if water is clean, if the surface is moving, there are waves going on that, you will not be able to see the bed of that water station or land there, as tank there or lake there. If there's water in the lake, you will not be able to see the surface of the lake so beautifully if the water is not clean and water is wavering. So that importance of mind has to be always kept in place. To be able to have meditation, you will have to bring the mind into one place and think of God, add japa, and concentrate on that mantra which is there for you, which you practice. Now, once this has been mentioned, a quote has been there, it is there, I would like to share with you, which you also know. we tend to forget that real happiness does not come as a result of getting something we do not have. This is the desire. If you feel the desire, you will have some happiness, but that is not real happiness. So, rather on recognizing and appreciating what we do have. What we have, sarvasva chaham hridisannivisto, that the Brahma, Bhagwan is sitting in the heart of ours. This has to be appreciated, recognized, and appreciated, and that will give lasting happiness. Move to verse 13 of chapter 5. Bhagwan says here, Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvan karayan. If you look at the word meaning, Sarva karmani, all activities, manasa, by the mind. You see how importance of Bhagwan has emphasized time and time again throughout Bhagavad Gita, the importance of mind. Uddhared atmanam avasadayet. It is the mind which has to be controlled. Here it also says, Bhagwan says, Sarva karmani manasa sanyas saste sukham vasi. Sanyasya means having renounced all activities, having renounced by mind, he remains happy. He remains happy after all activities and the result of activities have been renounced by the mind. What he should do? Sukha vasi means self-control. Mind has been fully brought under control. So in that situation, Navadware, in the city of 9 gates, I will explain. Dehi, the embodied person, certainly nakurvan, never do anything, nakarayan, nor cause anything to be done. Neither he is the doer, nor he is the cause of someone else to do the action. He is not the cause for others' action as well. He is just a sakshi, just a witness. The meaning is the embodied being who are self-controlled and detached. Here, Bhagavan talking about karma sannyasi. Remember, chapter 5 is dealing with karma sannyasa and karma yoga. These two things Bhagavan is bringing the importance of what is karma sannyasa and what is karma yoga. In this verse, Bhagavan is talking about karma sannyasi. That means he has detached fully, he has self-control and detached. What happens? He resides happily in the city of 9 gates, free from thoughts that they are the doers or cause for anything to be done. He is just a sakshi, he is detached. He is the one who is witness consciousness. He is not a doer, neither he is allowed, nor he is the reason for somebody else to do, nor he is the doer. I shall explain that. Now, when there is similar verse in Sweta Swataropanishad, where Bhagavan, words are very much similar. As you can see in all our Shastras, Upanishad, of course, Upanishad is Sar, the Gita is Sar of Upanishad. So whatever there in Upanishad, once in a while has been also in one way or the other quoted in Bhagavad Gita as well. So you will find here this Upanishad quotes, mentions Navadware Pure, 9 gates, city of 9 gates. Dehi, that is embodied, Hang se layate vahi, Vasi sarvasya lokasya sthavarasya charasya cha. This body is made up of 9 gates. When you talk of 9 gates, there are 7 gates in the upper part of the body and 2 gates below. These 7 gates are 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 2 eyes, 1 mouth. That is the 7. And the 2 below is the one for defecation and one for urination. So these are the gates. The body has been mentioned as that which has 9 gates. So this has its own importance. I will not discuss that very much. But this is the way it has been expressed, that you have got things which you intake from outside, and then there is a way to exit. So there is some sort of balance which is created in the mind, in the body, with these gates here and there. People who do not maintain these gates, people who do not take care of the balance of these gates, they get into trouble, and then they misuse this gate, this body through these gates. I think you understand what I mean. If you are misusing all your gates, then you will not be doing any good to the body, and that will not help you in getting stage where you can develop spiritually. Now, the other part is due to material concept. You see here, 2 things are being taught, unconsidered. One is the soul residing in the body, which identifies itself with the city of 9 gates. That means this city of 9 gates performs, the heart is performing, lungs are performing, liver and all the organs are performing, and we have the prana, indriya, man, buddhi, chit, and ego. All these are the content of the body. All these are functioning simply because there is a power, which is called soul or jivatma, जो इसको शक्ति देता है, that provides the energy and power to all these gates and the body, entire body, that it functions that way. So there is a material concept of the soul residing in the body, which identifies with all the gates of the body and the body itself. Besides that, it is mentioned there is a God. So there is a God also resides, who is the controller of all living being in the whole world. Not only this body, but the entire world. This has to be understood. I will explain this through diagram in the next slide. But in this slide, try to have this concept that there is one power which is associated with the parts of the body, and there is another power, not there is a different power, like from powerhouse to your electricity current. So it is not that powerhouse is separate and electricity is separate, but that powerhouse is not associated with the bulb of your house. It is connected to that, but it has given power, but the sole power or entire power is coming from the powerhouse. That is God, which is mentioned over here. God also resides, who is the controller of living beings, not only in this body, but all over the world. That is the spark of divinity in us, and there is divinity. So there is a divinity and there is the spark of divinity. That 2 things has to be understood. And once that is understood, then one tries to eliminate oneself, one tries to disconnect oneself with the world and the body, because body is temporary. Body has been provided by Bhagwan for you to do sadhana, and that you make use of it. But while making use of that, try to disconnect with the body and get one with Brahma. That is the one which is explained here. having that person who is Sanjami, who is Vasi, he has got control his mind, that he is able to understand that the sansar is not for him. So even though residing in the sansar, that person realizes that there is this Jivatma which is providing power to this, but besides that, there is that supreme Brahma whose power is the main thing, which is called witness consciousness. And I think I will explain through this slide. So there is this Atma, which is the Paramatma or Brahma, what you call it. It is witness consciousness in our body. The witness consciousness, the consciousness, supreme consciousness, it is the same. It is not that it is Ghatakas, Matakas we talk about. That if in the pot there is space, that space the same as outside space. But simply because this has gone into the Ghata, gone into the body, that it is limited, we call it Jivatma. And without Jivatma, this body cannot function. So it is the way for the Atma to provide its reflection onto Antahkaran. Antahkaran जो है वो body को, this Antahkaran is provides power to the body with 9 gates. This body with 9 gates has its king, that is the one which is the Jivatma, and ministry, that is Karmendriya, Jnanendriya, Man, Prana, Buddhi, Ahankar. All these are components and they are having their own ministries, they're holding, and these are the ministers who are performing actions. So the performance of actions are done by these ministries, which has a king there, but then the one who is realized, one who has understood that these are the things for me to gain that supreme power, so that you give away, get rid of this thing and allows this Jivatma to merge with Atma. महाराज जी कहते थे ना, जीवत्व को छोड़कर ईश्वरत्व की प्राप्ति. Exactly the same thing as they mentioned here. जीवत्व को छोड़ो, don't get involved in the body of Navadwar Pure Dehi. This body is there, provided, is given to you for your spiritual development, not to get involved in it. And once you have done that, you should try to merge with the Brahma and be one with it. I think I will stop here. Thank you very much for giving some time so that I could explain this in some detail. Thank you very much indeed again. Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Gurudev.
This last slide was just beautiful, Dr. Prasadji. That the conscious, Jivatma, and the ministry of confinement and yes, very clearly mentioned. And let me try one more time, if I could. You mean? Maybe that's next time. So I request our dear friend Vivekji to please say something about our guitars from Minnesota. Go ahead, Vivekji. Your voice. You are muted. Vivekji, you are muted. Can you unmute Vivek?
Okay, there we are.
Okay.
you see-
We all have technical problems today.
Technical. You're looking good, Joshiji.
Thank you.
Looking very, very good. Yeah, I was going to share a few things. I'll just take a minute or two. First of all, Dr. Prasad, what a great job. Always learning from you. So much to learn, so much to learn. I am going to share a few things here. I'll start with this. Let's see. Okay, can you see this, Joshi ji?
Yes.
एक तो है गुरुजी ने कहा था, well, you remember there's a little booklet from Gurudev. I really love it.
Yeah.
And we have it, and it's a very good reminder on Gurudev's pravachan. तो उसमें एक लिखा है कि भैया where does God live, right? वो ये है कि वो यही कहते हैं कि जहाँ पे श्रद्धा है, जहाँ पे डिवोशन है, जहाँ पे लव है, जहाँ पे faith है, they reside in the heart of the Lord, and the Lord brings everything out. Very beautifully said. और दूसरी चीज़ है कि भैया संसार में कोई ऐसी वस्तु अपनी नहीं है. हम हर वक्त सोचते हैं ये मेरी है, ये मेरी कार है, ये मेरा घर है, and all of that good stuff, right? So this is just a reminder from Gurudev, just something beautiful, I thought. And then I just wanted to share a couple of things on chapter 6. Let's see if it's there on Vinoba Bhaveji, right? So his whole concept is that chapter 6, which is such a beautiful chapter, ऐसे लगता है जैसे कृष्ण जी तो psychologist हैं or psychiatrist हैं, and he's treating Arjuna, right? Arjuna is the patient, and the whole subject is on meditation, right? Meditation is the key to everything in this chapter, to discipline our mind, to go ahead and reprogram our mind, to become cool and comfortable within ourselves, and it's a way to self-realization, etc., right? So what a beautiful chapter. But जब मैं विनोबा जी के पढ़ रहा था, इनकी एक गीता है, my mother had given it to me. It's a beautiful one. He calls it self-structure. How to transform yourself. How to work on yourself. हम कहते हैं ना, work on somebody else, उसको हम ठीक कर देंगे, उसको कर देंगे. ठीक तो अपने आप ही को करना है, right? So mind, all the minds, all the thoughts that come, better thoughts come, lead to better speech and all of that, or the other way around. Speech leads to action, leads to habits. And हम कहते हैं destiny कौन बनाता है, right? Destiny is also part of this whole thing. So you cannot just say कि मैंने ये कर्म किए हैं तो ये मेरा हुआ है. अरे भैया आपने क्या किया है ना? You have done some things that are not all that great, that are leading you to all of this. So bad thoughts lead to turmoil, bad speech, bad habits. So make mind your friend, which is one of the key things in this chapter. And then there's about 5 or 6 keys in this chapter that are just, very beautiful. Rakshab, you all know this. But our mind is our greatest friend and enemy, which is verse 5. And do not push yourself. How many people get into depression and all of this? This is a great chapter on getting yourself to lift up. That's chapter verse 5. And we always see, sometimes we forget. So calmness of the mind is a key, self-discipline is a key. So these are the key things, that we get from this particular chapter. It's a beautiful chapter. And today, I don't know if you got the latest sacred thoughts jo aati hain India se, right? And the Guru Prasad, that was a beautiful thing. Somebody in English had written, and the main thing is it's called implied authority. Somebody had written. But when I was reading, it was related to this chapter. हम कहते हैं हम डॉक्टर को मिलने जा रहे हैं, हमारी ये प्रॉब्लम है, right? We all do that. And then whenever we have a problem, or let's say we want to meet somebody important, we will go meet them, right? If we have a governor of Chicago coming, we're going to go see him, Joshi ji, right? Or a VIP or so on and so forth. So what he's saying, अरे भैया तुम भूल गए जो आपको 24/7 who's there for you, right? He is your superpower. You forgot him. Have you made an appointment with him today? Okay. Wo appointment is very important to keep. It's a beautiful message to learn to keep your appointments. Make him your, हम कहते हैं ना handshake कर लो किसी से जाके, right? अरे भैया ऊपर वाला बैठा है उससे handshake कर लो. What's wrong with that idea, right? We keep forgetting that, and we have seen it so much. such close associates of ours. We've gone through tough times. So we got to keep his name and remember that, right? So that's just a reminder from there. And then coming back here, we have Geeta Jayanti coming on December the 24th. Just wanted to let you know, please do join. We had a beautiful function just last week here also. And that was Tulsi Vava. And then here, just wanted to remind you of, here. Please, Joshiji, please make sure the calendar is in process right now. It is very much done. I would highly, it'd be a nice thing for your grandkids to have this calendar sitting on their desk and maybe their favorite verse. So keep that in mind. I thought I'd bring that up. And we want to thank many, many of our sponsors who have contributed greatly. Yourself also, Joshiji from there, Satya Kalra, lots of folks have contributed here for many good projects that we have taken up. So I want to thank you for all of that and looking forward to it. So thank you again, and thank you for giving me the time. Thank you so much. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you very, very much. Well coordinated chapter 6 from Dr. Prasad, and you bring out chapter 6 also. I want to thank all of you, in particular Raju Karamchandani. We didn't see him for a long time. Aapne darshan diya. Thank you very much, Raju.
Jai Shri Krishna, Joshi ji.
Jai Shri Krishna. Share some views you have in your mind, something about Geeta Ashram, Geeta Dham.
Well, I want to just thank Uncle Prasad. You have just break it down right to the money. About mind. How mind is very flickery and how you can control your mind. That is such a key. Like Gurudev used to say, "Jo man apne ka swami hai, usko hi Bhagwan milte hain." So that's very true. But how do you control your mind? Because the mind is very flickery. However, Krishna Bhagwan had given the mind as a tool for us to use so that it remains under our control. So वो भगवान की कृपा से होती है, वो भगवान के devotion से होती है. That's what my opinion is on that. And a wonderful way of putting it and breaking it down. I really do appreciate that. That's very nice, very sweet. सब भगवान हो गए हैं भाई, देखिए ना, इस प्रोग्राम में कोई एक नहीं है जो ज्ञानी नहीं है. वो भगवान के ज्ञानी के ऊपर ही चले गए हैं भाई. Very, very nice to see,
हम भगवान ही हैं.
I know. That's right. That's right. You're next to the Godhead. So, but we are so blessed, It's an excitement. I feel it's a fire and excitement within us, and we have to just search it. We don't have to make an appointment to meet God. I mean, he's in it already. He's with us. So what's there to meet with him? Like, you just call him, he's right there. आप एक सेकंड के लिए आंखें बंद करो और उसको बुलाओ, so एकदम आ जाते हैं. वो इतनी जल्दी आ जाते हैं कि बिजली को अभी टाइम लगता है ऑन करने में. His speed is so powerful. It's unbelievable. So yeah, we are very, very blessed, honestly. Grateful to God, yeah. Or Geeta Dham, there's a big function going on there right now for Geeta Jayanti till the 22nd, I believe. Raman is there, Danesh ji is there, and as well as Anil Ambur is there. There's over 500 students there also, already increasing to almost 650. Our goal is to 650. But we need everybody's contributions here. There's a lot of big projects going on at Geeta Dham. They're trying to fix up the school, which is quite a bit of big project. Yeah, there's like a 47 lakh to fix it up. They've already collected 28 lakhs about, so there's a little bit shortage. But with Gurudev's blessings, that's also it'll come through. Guru Ma's health is getting better. She went through the heart surgery, and God bless her. She still goes and does the Prabhat walk, not walk, but in the rickshaw, I think she is there. So God give her the energy to be able to continue doing that. That's a big thing. Every morning they wake up, all of them, they do a circle of that whole Delhi cant, and so that's going good there. One of the things that is also in the projects to work on is the road going towards Gaushala. So जो रोड बनाया था वो काफी साल हो गए हैं, वो खराब हो गया है, तो कोई गाड़ी नहीं जा सकती because the road is really bad now. So that has to be worked on. Cost about $10,000 only. But But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff happening as an excitement, you know. With Gita teaching, I believe they have just basics teachings going on, not yet hired any Sanskrit teacher, which I think Bhagwan ki jab kirpa hogi to wo bhi ho jayega, you know. I feel that we do need Sanskrit teachers out there to help us to get those kids to up and par. Meanwhile, with me, what I'm working on is I've worked on the Bhagavad Gita that Maharaji had translated, and also Peter Ji had translated in phonetic translation. I've put that into a book, and then as well as I've added Maharaji's voice to it too. So that is actually already completed, and it's in a process of just fine-tuning it. I've just not got a chance to really get a hard copy. I got one hard copy, but it's still a little bit not clear. So that's why I'm working on that, because the clarity resolution has to be right. लेकिन महाराज जी का आवाज है हर एक चैप्टर के शुरू होने से पहले 2 बारकोड्स हैं. एक है जो बारकोड स्कैन करने से आपको महाराज जी की रिसाइटेशन मिलेगी उस चैप्टर की, और दूसरा बारकोड है कि अगर आपको कोई स्पेसिफिक वर्स पे जाना है तो वो दूसरा बारकोड स्कैन करेंगे तो आपको वो दूसरा वर्स, you can go to any verse of that particular chapter. And I've done that page with Gurudev's picture on the page, one page before the chapter begins for reading purposes. So it'll be multi things that people can do, and that's actually a very, very good thing. I will encourage, and that's my next thing. I will travel the world again to try to go and give it personally to everybody, so that they can have a physical book, and they have their phones already, so they can do multitask. They can listen to the voice of Gurudev while they are learning to read or or teach, right? So it's a very big project and a good tool that all the Gita ashrams will appreciate, I feel, So
thank you so much. Very well.
One last thing, I have recorded 28 audios of Maharaji where he is reciting Gita, and those 28 audios is taken. I'm trying to break it down by chapter, because he has not recorded anything in where he has recorded by chapter. So I'm trying to break those 28 audios and try to make it by chapter before I upload it on YouTube. I already finished chapter 1 and chapter 2, but I still have to go to 16 chapters more. So I can share that 28 audios with all of you guys, and you can upload it in your own YouTube channels, in your own, form of sharing it with your devotees. The thing is that it's a very big file. So it's 28 audios. So Isme Vilayaji's voice is also there. She had recited some of the chapters with Maharaji. So that's actually a very good tool to assist, in pronunciation. Like Dr. Prasad wanted to have a correct pronunciation of the verses are extremely important, and that can help them. That can help anybody that wants to learn. So let me know if that's something that you guys want, and I can just go ahead and send it to you, Joshiji, and
super.
Prasad, Peterji. Yeah.
Please keep coming on our program and keep sharing these good news so we can understand and use your hard work.
Yeah.
At the end, I want to thank Geeta Kiranji and Amonji, who is helping broadcast this. And thanks to everyone. Thanks to our Minnesota chief.
Before we...
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Share a few sentences, because today Dr. Prasad has shared the slide of the calmness and purity. Then I remember a very important message Majid talked to me. He said one time, not one time, but once, he told me that Gita Path alone can bring peace to the world. And at that time, I couldn't understand, I couldn't accept it, but I dare not defy his statement. But after years and years, and I learned many things, and I came to know that our mind is governed by our subconscious mind, 95% governed by our subconscious mind, whatever is data in our subconscious mind. It's just like the unclear or dirty water. And if we keep on feeding good message, pure message or pure water into that container of our subconscious mind or our consciousness, then the dirty water will be flushed away. Now I understand why Maji said, whatever you want to do in your life, just do whatever you want to do. But keep on reciting Gita part, only Gita part, only take you only 7 or 8 minutes a day. Or you can recite 3 times a day, 4 times a day, whatever you want. And that's the trick. You don't have to change yourself. The mind is very fickling. You cannot change your subconscious mind. But you keep on feeding Gita part, the message from Gita part, very precise. And one day you become divine. That's Mahaji. I would say that's Mahaji's blessing to the world. Jai Shri Krishna.
And that is very, very true. And Gita Kiranji, the best way to remember is when you get up in the morning, before you leave your bed, do your 12th chapter. When you take your shower, do 12th chapter. And at least when you go to sleep, bed in the night, do your 12th chapter and see what happens. It's the song of the God, and when you do these mystic words that were spoken by Lord Krishna himself one time will connect to your heart. And something will happen to you that no scientist can explain, but they know it happens. It happens. And you feel good.
This
And
past, I'd like to share that I've been through many difficulties of life experiences or things. And now I understand Guru Gita and Gopal, the blessing is preparing me for today's lesson from Dr. Yu Prasad. Thank you so much.
thank you very much. I'm glad you said. So please let your friends know, tell your friends, come. This 1.5 hours is a well-invested time of your life. You never know when you hear to Dr. Prasad or Geeta Kiranji or someone can make a trigger switch on, can be life-changing. Please join us next Thursday. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. Happy Gita Jayanti to every single person. God bless everyone here.
Thank you.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Happy.
जय श्री कृष्ण एवरीबॉडी
जय श्री कृष्ण आप कार में इसलिए आपको रिक्वेस्ट नहीं किया आई थॉट यू वर इन द कार ड्राइविंग केशव जी
इट्स ओके नो वरीज
नेक्स्ट वीक ओके जय श्री कृष्ण गुड नाइट गुड मॉर्निंग गुड डे
Jai Shri Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्णा वीना
जय श्री कृष्ण जयंती
I was just thinking I'm so blessed my name is coming again and again Jayanti Geeta Jayanti
जय श्री कृष्ण जयंती जी
हाँ yeah Levina all good
all good everything good after listening talking about Bhagavad Gita everything gets into the right place
yeah I know it's so good very nice सारी information मिल जाती है सब जगह की
ये अद्भुत है it's a miracle Gita is a mystic ग्रंथ when
yeah
think about it we read about it we talk about it something happens that makes us feel happy
yeah it's true
जय श्री कृष्ण
okay Jai Shri Krishna everyone Jai Shri Krishna Bina ji Jai Shri Krishna Bimla ji
जय
जय
गुरुदेव
श्री
जय
कृष्ण